5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Hello?
Yo. What's poppin'?
Yeah.
We are on.
Yeah.
It's the Bad Boy Radio Show, people. This is the realest shit ever, you feel me? So it's Mr. Locario, Miles Cunningham in the building. What's going on, man?
What's poppin'?
What's poppin'? So today we're going to be talking about, today's topic is, how does porn affect your game? Okay, we're going to be talking a lot about pornography and shit, you feel me? But before we get into that, you know, we got to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into it. All right, you're listening to the Bad Boy Radio Show.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.
Yeah. All right. We are back on the Bad Boy Radio Show. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on in the news, man. Actually, it's not a lot of stuff, but we're gonna. I was having a hard time finding shit, but since we're talking about porno today, you know, we got to get into this first story. Hold on, wait 1 second. We forgot to do the noise. There we go. Now it's official. Because it's not news unless you hear that noise. You understand?
Unless you hear the noise.
Exactly. So,
it's sound effects.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Right.
You
it's
got
true.
Production value.
It's true.
Noise.
It is true. So, since we're talking about porno, right? There's a story that happened like a couple days ago where actor Terry Crews, the big muscular black guy that all the white people like. So he basically confessed that he was addicted to porno. So he was saying that he was addicted to pornography and how it was messing up his marriage. And, he did like 3 videos that he put on his Facebook, and, they was spreading it all around, social media and all this other stuff. So he's saying, he's addicted to porno. But the thing with some of the things he was saying basically like, he was like, if you feel like you need help, you should talk about it. And he was basically saying that he was watching porno, or I guess like, from sunrise to sunset or whatever, he was really getting it in. But see, the thing I don't get about it is because when I think of somebody who's addicted, right, I think of somebody who, you're not eating, you're not sleeping, you're not going to work. All you're doing is the thing you're addicted to. You understand? So how is this guy addicted to porno when he's like this super successful actor? Like, when did he find time to be jerking off all this time? You understand what I'm saying?
Super successful actor and damn near like, Mr. Universe bodybuilder.
Exactly. So you're acting all day on set. You're working out like a motherfucker. When are you watching this porno? What? Like, I don't get it. I mean, maybe, see, that's the thing. What the fuck is addiction? That's what I want to know, because like, okay, what is it? Watching it once a day, twice a day, once a week? What is it? Watching it what counts as a lot? I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Because I watch porn at least once a day. You understand what I'm saying?
At least
once a day. So maybe I'm an addict. I don't know. Maybe I need help. You understand?
No. I'm Googling it right now. Addiction is a condition that results when a person ingests a substance or engages in an activity that can be pleasurable, but continued use of which becomes compulsive and interferes with ordinary life with responsibilities such as work.
See, is he really addicted though? I mean, come on, dude. Dude, you're a millionaire. You are a successful actor. What are you talking about? Like how it doesn't seem like it interfered with his work. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw him getting more movie roles and bigger parts in movies and shit like every consecutive year. Or
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I'm saying
he's still married to his wife. He's still married to his wife to date. If it was so much of an addiction, she would have left him.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. But see, this is the thing that I got from all the videos he was saying too, was that he started to go on this tangent, sort of blaming pornography, saying, you know, he was like, ladies, some of your men are watching this porno, so you need to help them stop. And we need to stop watching porn because it makes you look at women as sex objects. So he got into that whole rant. And I'm like, you see, that's the bullshit right there. You understand? Because, and I made a video about this other day, just because you had an issue with porno doesn't mean the porno's bad. You understand what I'm saying? That's like,
right.
That's like me having I drink a lot of alcohol and I keep getting drunk and I make a PSA and I be like, you motherfuckers need to stop drinking. You need to ban alcohol because I got drunk. Like, what kind of shit is that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Cause
you know what it is? Is the general general. It's the politically and morally, you know, correct, like, Census Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something like porn. Like, if you watch it once, you have a fucking addiction. Like,
right.
That's how they feel. It's kind of like being black. Like, you know the one drop rule. Like, once like your third aunt on your left side is black, then you're considered black, and that's it.
Right,
like,
and that's that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way that they view something that they consider bad. It's
right.
Like once you have any type of association with it, then everything about you is bad. Like, even it's the same shit with the shit we were talking about last week with the Black Panther shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, there's one story of Black Panthers beating up cops for harassing black people in a black neighborhood, right. And then all of a sudden the Black Panthers are considered terrorists,
right?
And
exactly.
and an organization of evil and hate and
right.
shit like that. It's just the way that they love to spin shit.
Mm-hmm.
To make you feel like you're doing something wrong, when the truth is they're just trying to push a certain agenda.
Mm-hmm. Right, because this dude Terry Crews was talking. He was like, you know, I was feeling shame and guilt, and I'm just like, dude, you're a fucking man. Like, you should be. Dude, look, listen. If I am a freaking 6 foot whatever black guy built, and I made it in Hollywood. You understand? I'm making millions of dollars. I jerk off whenever the fuck I want. You understand what I'm saying? Like, shit, like, get the fuck out of here.
My wife wouldn't be able to tell me shit.
All this, I'm feeling guilt. I clap that up again. Feeling guilt. Shit, like, come on, man. That's crazy to me. And then, but see, the thing you got to understand about a dude like Terry Crews is, you know, he's a lot of things in one. You understand? Like, Terry Crews is like this. He's like a super nice guy, but it's very, you know, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Fake is the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Yeah, because, you know, he's on that Hollywood shit. You know, he's a super big black guy, so he has to make all the white folks feel safe. You understand? So, you know, right. he has that super chipper, I'm a nice guy thing going on. And on top of that, Terry Crews is a simp. You understand? But see, the thing is, we don't really know the real Terry Crews because he's just going along with what's getting him paid. So can we really blame him? Can we really blame him though? Because he's like, look, I'm a big black dude. I gotta act a certain way so I don't scare these white folks so I could get this paper. You feel me? Then he's
right.
like, you know,
right.
these feminists and these damn people in society is, you know, they don't you know, appreciate real men when the real men say real shit. So you know what? I'm gonna act like a simp so that, right. you know, I could still get this paper so nobody don't fuck with my paper. So, you know, actually, we have to give Terry Crews a round of applause for being a hustler.
Exactly. Terry Crews is pulling his own Steve Harvey.
He said Terry Crews is what?
He's pulling his own Steve Harvey.
Exactly.
Like, that's a Steve Harvey right there.
He's doing Steve Harvey better than Steve Harvey's doing Steve Harvey. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. But, hey, I'm going to tell you something. Terry, I don't know his background. I don't have to do some research on him, but he strikes me as one of them niggas that, like, he grew up in a black neighborhood, but, like, his parents probably wanted, quote-unquote, better for him.
Right.
So they sent him to a white school or like, he was smart, so he got into that, you know, that preppy school in Manhattan that he was only around a bunch of white kids for most of his formidable years.
Right.
So then he kind of like, you know, he developed that type of personality where he's not the average nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
he kind of has that, you know, that persona about him where he can relate to white people really well. And that's good as far as the hustle. But, nigga, you can't be blaming porn. But I'm going to tell you one thing. The thing with porn that you got to remember, right, is that, you know, we're the type of society we're living in is very what they call gynocentric, meaning revolving around females. You see what I'm saying? Like, everything nowadays is about feminism. It's about, you know, LGBT. It's basically about anti-masculinity, because masculinity within the masses, it produces strength. And where there's strength in the masses, it makes it harder for the 1%, the elite, the government, the rich folk, the media. It makes it harder for them to control the masses. You understand?
Right.
So their agenda is to diminish masculinity. Now, what happens with that is, with the whole issue of porn, is that porn is something that allows men that release that they need naturally. You understand?
Right.
Because not every dude is able to holler at chicks. Not every dude is tall or rich or impressive or alpha, as they would call it, or whatever. Not every dude is like that. And even some niggas is just busy trying to, you know, build an empire and be an entrepreneur. And even that is frowned upon in this society.
Right.
You understand? So sometimes while you're doing what you're doing, you need that release. Porn is a gateway. Porn is like freedom for a lot of dudes out there. It allows us to get that release that we need and continue on doing what we need to do so we can stay focused.
Right. Exactly.
You know, because think about all the money that society loses when guys decide, hey, I'm not taking a bitch out to dinner and I'm not dating anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Think about how much money society loses in that particular arena.
Right.
It's bad for them. It's bad for them. You understand? A lot of restaurants ain't making money. Valentine's Day ain't the same. Like, certain things, the sales, the fucking, you know, the amount of money that they can stand to make is not the same when a guy can look at he could just be like, I need to bust a fucking nut. He turns on his computer, gets it done, and continues doing what he does.
Exactly. Now,
you real talk. Saying?
Real fucking talk, man.
That's what porn is to these people, and that's why they love when somebody like Terry Crews would get on video talking about, hey, you know, porn is bad, and you should stop your boyfriend from watching it, and blah blah blah. No. Now, I don't know for sure. Maybe there's a nigga out there watching porn and it's not allowing him to go to work.
Right.
Then, yeah, maybe you have a problem according to the definition. But come on, son, just once a day.
Right.
The average person be fucking once a day. Like, the average person in a relationship fucks or at least gets a blowjob once a day.
Right.
So if you a single dude looking at porn once a day, come on, son.
Right. You know how that goes. They trying to make it crazy. But we're gonna talk more about porn, you know, after the break, because we got a lot of shit to say about that. But anyway, so in other news, this shit is hilarious. So there's a teacher suing her student and the mom because the teacher had sex with the student, and I think the student was 17, so he was, I guess, of age for where they're at or whatever. But what happened is that the student taped the sex act to show his friends, because, you know, like, he was saying, well, you know, if I don't tape it, it didn't happen because I need proof. You know what I'm saying? So now the teacher, she's, I guess, trying to sue the student and I guess the mom for some other shit, for like, I guess, harassment and abuse and, you know, taping her without her permission and all this other craziness. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, That's
Wow.
yeah. It's like, and it's crazy because the you know, I always wonder, like, these women, right, who have sex with their students, because the woman, like, she looked like she was maybe in her 30s or something, and the kid was 17. It was this black dude who was a kid, and the teacher, she looked like she was like either Hispanic, Mexican, one of them joints or whatever. Like, she was decent, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? She was I give her a strong maybe 6.5. You know what I'm saying? but I'm just like, yo, why these women stay fucking little kids? You understand what I'm saying? And it's funny because you got grown ass men trying to fuck these girls every day, and they, you know, they talking shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the crazy part about it. And my theory is that these women, these teachers, they like doing that because they like the sense of, I guess, power over these younger dudes. You understand? Like, for some reason in society nowadays, it seems like women, you know, a good majority of women like the idea of power. You understand? Because they feel like they've been disenfranchised. They feel like they've been oppressed. So, you know, like all this feminist nonsense that's out right now where women feel like they have to fight for their rights and all this other garbage. So now it's any type of power they feel that they could have, especially over a man, you understand? Or you could say a boy or whatever that's going to become a man. I think that's attractive to them. You feel what I'm saying? Because I notice, for some reason, even, you know, and a lot of you guys will notice this as you talk to women and you know, you out here hollering at chicks and getting with them, dating them and all this other stuff. You're going to run into a lot of women who they're going to feel a certain way about your game, meaning they're going to feel a certain way about you getting them. See, women have this sort of subconscious resistance to the power that you have as a man to get her to feel certain things about you. Do you understand what I'm saying? To get her thinking about you, to get her, they resent that in certain ways. So women sometimes love, this is why women love having guys in the friend zone. This is why women love when guys show them a whole bunch of attention, you know, buying them drinks. This is why women love when, you know, dudes is like sweating them and all this other stuff. They love that aspect because they feel like this is certain power they have over these guys. You understand what I'm saying? And so the guys that they really want, the guys that they're really attracted to, those guys, when they can, you know, create that situation for where when women will feel like head over heels for the guy, she's thinking about him, she's at home wondering when he's gonna call and all this other craziness. They don't like being in that position because that position makes them feel vulnerable, and they equate that feeling or in that position as weakness. You see what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of times you'll get chicks who will play hard to get, chicks who will, you know, give you a hard time in certain situations because they don't want to feel that feeling. So I'm thinking about where these teachers and they have these little young boys. It's like, it has to be that power shit, because it's one thing if, like, I could understand if a dude, a male teacher, did that to, you know, a 17-year-old girl, because, not saying, you know, it's like a better situation. What I'm saying is that it makes more sense because that man probably has a harder time, you know, getting sex, you understand, than a woman would. Women don't have problems getting sex. Most, you know, you could find the fugliest chick and she'll have at least 5 niggas trying to fuck her at all times. At least.
At all times?
You know what I'm saying? At least. You understand? And it's to the point where they might not even notice it, because I talk to certain girls and they'll be like, oh, I can't get sex that easy. And I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, nah, you don't know. That guy who's your friend, he will fuck you. That guy who's being nice to you at school, he will fuck you. That guy who smiles at you every day at the supermarket that works there, he will fuck you. You understand? Like, so they got dudes that'll fuck them all times of the day. So my thing is, why would they feel the need to have to fuck these young boys? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a power thing. It's a total fucking power thing, man. Shit is crazy. I'm like, oh my God, man.
I have a quick theory too. I think it has a little bit to do with, okay, all right. You know how a woman might expect certain things from a grown man?
Right.
Like, she'll expect him to have a certain amount of money. She'll expect him to take her out, blah, 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 fucking blah, right?
Right.
It's like, with the kid, it's like, well, you know, she feels like all those expectations, you know, are diminished, where she can literally just concentrate on the sex.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she can just literally concentrate on her animal instinct or her animal lust or whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
So it's like she's not thinking about, oh, I want him to take me out, because he's just a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of chicks will fuck a guy, but because she has all these other things in her brain, like, oh, he might be still living with his mom, and he doesn't have a good enough job, and blah blah blah. But it's like, yeah, you know this nigga's living with his mom because you teach him fucking algebra. You feel me? So it's like all of that shit is out the window, and she could just concentrate on the fact that she want to fuck. And once she finds him attractive, and she reciprocates, and the kid reciprocates, then it can happen. Also, another quick theory is the fact that a young man still finds an over the hill bitch still finds a over the hill quote unquote teacher, like a teacher that's hitting the wall.
Right.
Boosts her ego, so she wants to have sex with him.
Right. Exactly. That is true. Because you know how women get when they get older, they start feeling that, I'm losing it, and then they like, oh, this young boy wants me, so you know what I'm saying, like, so I probably still got it, you know what I mean? So that's how.
No, you don't, bitch.
See,
that young man just want to lose his virginity.
Exactly. Yo, it's so funny to me sometimes though with women where it's like they're so oblivious to the real reason why certain things are happening. You know what I mean? Like they'll think, oh, it's because I'm still beautiful. It's like, nah, he just wanted to get his dick wet. That's it.
That's it.
That's the only reason. Oh my goodness. But anyway,
crazy.
so listen, I have a email from a subscriber, right? And we're gonna get into this email, and then we're gonna talk about this email this guy sent. So he says, "What's up, Mr. Lucario? There's this chick who brings up wanting to chill and hang out if I want to get to know her better. But when I do ask her to hang out, she doesn't answer. It's really confusing. How can you say and want one thing, but when it comes to getting it, you change up? I know she's interested in me for the most part. I'm sure, or else she wouldn't have gave me the time of day or anything. Is she playing games? How do you make it known to a chick that you're making attempts to set up days to chill, but not come off in a rude way? Also, can you give your thoughts on this topic I've heard some people speaking on, called being loyal during the talking phase? Okay, so actually, I'm gonna do the first part first, but the whole being loyal during the talking phase, I actually had to Google that because I was like, what the fuck is that about? I was like, what is that? But first he's talking about, he's trying to hang out with this chick, and she says she wants to chill, but then all of a sudden, she doesn't answer her phone. And he's saying, how do you bring it up without being rude and all this other? Well, first of all, you don't got to worry about being rude because she's being rude by not, meeting up with you after she said she wanted to meet up. That's one thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Second thing is, and I tell you guys this a lot of times, right? When you're dealing with women, right? You have to make sure the women you are dealing with are cooperating. You understand?
Yes.
The more you guys get into situations with women who do this bullshit, the more you're going to condition yourself on a subconscious level to feel like this is how it's supposed to be in dating, which is why you continuously put up with this nonsense. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So the thing is, you have to get into a space. It's like, okay, like me and Miles went to Brazil. You understand? So when we went to Brazil, we noticed there's a difference in the way women were acting towards us. You understand what I'm saying? So by seeing that, we realized, okay, it's not just this one way everywhere. It's not like women can't cooperate, and you understand what I'm saying? So when you find out, or you are in certain situations, and even here in America, you find girls who cooperate, it sucks that it's like a smaller percentage, you understand? But it's better when you get in contact with those girls, because once you start to deal with women who cooperate, you start to not really deal with the girls who are acting like that to a lesser degree. Like, so once you've experienced that cooperation, then when you're dealing with a girl who's not cooperating, automatically like, okay, this girl's on some bullshit. Let me keep it moving because I've already experienced cooperation this time, that time, and the next time, and I'm looking for other girls who cooperate. Anytime when a chick is not cooperating, you have to put her on the back burner or charge into the game immediately. You understand? Depending on what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And if she comes back to you, then just designate her as the jump off. You understand? You got to designate her as that chick who's the jump off because she's put herself in the position of a chick you can't take seriously. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So if she hits you,
man, real quick, not to cut you off, but
go ahead, do it.
So we don't really pass over this, just gloss over this shit. Time.
Right.
Time. T-I-M-E. Time.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about life is just one big function of time.
Right.
Your time can run out at any fucking moment.
Mm-hmm.
You can get hit by a bus. The fucking gas line can explode and you can die. And that's the end of your time. If a bitch is wasting time, you don't know her anymore. Period.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm sorry. I said if a female is wasting time, you don't know her anymore. Mm-hmm. This has to be respected. It has to be paid attention to, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Women too. Period. Like, don't let people waste your time. It is the most valuable thing.
Right.
Time is your life. Time is life. So you let somebody waste your time. You letting them waste your life. They're basically killing you slowly.
Right. It's true. That shit is real talk. That shit is so real talk, man. Because I know a lot of you guys out there, man. You're saying, oh, but I feel like I've went so far with her. I've built all this attraction and I built all this rapport, so I can't let it go to waste. So I got to keep trying. It's like, no, dude, if a chick likes you, she's going to make it easy for you. It's really that simple. I keep trying to tell you guys. And the reason why you're not experiencing that is because you guys are not putting yourself out there enough. You're not actually running into a certain amount of women in order to experience the cooperation. You feel what I'm saying? And also at the end of the email, he said, the people are talking about being loyal during the talking phase. And so I Googled that and it was just like a whole bunch of people basically saying like, the talking phase, I guess, is the phase between when you first meet someone and when you actually start dating them. I guess if you meet on Tinder or OkCupid or you meet at a party and you get each other's number and then you're texting back and forth or you're calling each other and you're talking back and forth. And I guess they're saying you got to be loyal during that phase in order to get to the next level. That's what I was seeing on all these memes and shit. And I'm just like, This is bullshit. You understand? Like, listen.
Let me tell you something before you continue.
Right.
Some female came up with this whole shit.
Exactly.
You know that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, this is bullshit. Because like I tell all you guys, look, when you meet a chick and you get her information, all you need to do is text her or call her to set up a date. Don't be talking to her or texting her or calling her and spending hours on the phone talking about nothing. You understand? You have to meet her in person because the thing is, when you meet a person like in face to face and y'all are actually engaging in a conversation and hanging out, you get to really see the vibe for real. You don't really know if you guys are going to vibe over the phone or just texting. You understand? And on top of that, like we was talking about with you're basically setting yourself up to be, entertainment for attention whores. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you're doing. It's like
attention whores love the phone, son.
Exactly.
Attention whores love the phone.
Exactly.
Real women and real females, they are ready to meet you in person.
Right. Like they want that shit to go down. If they really about it, they want it to go down. So you might meet chicks online and they'll be on some, oh, hey, can we talk on here more? Nah. And if they try that, be like, look, let's meet up in person. Just take it all the way back to, yo, let's meet up. When are we meeting up? Remember to always just tell her, yo, let's meet up. Fuck all that talking and the talking phase. And no, I'll talk to you when I see you. You understand what I'm saying? Because all that other shit in between is just a waste of time. I'm telling you this from experience. I've been there when I was younger. I remember talking to girls on the phone for hours. You know what? I met this girl the other day, right? She told me that she basically talked to this dude on the phone one time for 8 hours straight. Okay? 8 hours straight. That's like a fucking shift at work. How do you talk to somebody for 8 hours straight? I'm like, oh my God. That's crazy. Like who has that kind of time? Seriously. That's fucking crazy.
Not me. Not me. I'm a busy dude. Not me, man.
Oh
not
my
me. And that loyal during the talking phase.
Right. Like what?
What? Like when you know some delusional female came up with that, son.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Cause that shit don't even make sense. We're just talking.
Right, exactly.
What's the loyalty about? We're just talking.
Right, exactly.
The fuck? Yo, oh my. And mind you, the fact that the female came up with it, you know she's still interacting and corresponding while you the guy is supposed to be faithful or loyal or whatever.
Right.
You know she's corresponding with a bunch of dudes because chicks get nothing but messages on dating sites.
Exactly. So
mind you, while she's walking down the street, 50 niggas is gonna say something. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And that nigga at her job, the security guard nigga that see her every day, oh yes, he's saying something too.
Exactly.
And she's enjoying every fucking minute of it because she loves the attention. Loyalty during the talking. Ooh, that type of shit. Yo, that type of shit made me want to smack the shit out of Terry Crews. That type of shit.
Exactly. Oh, man. And on that note, listen, we got to take a quick break, people. Oh, my God. You guys are listening to the Bad Boy Radio Show. We'll be back in a second. Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to PavionPhoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high-quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at PavionPhoto.com. That's PAVION photo.com. PavionPhoto.com. Yeah, we are back. We are back on the Bad Boy Show. Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
And, today's topic, we're going to be talking about how does porn affect your game? You feel me? So listen, I have a clip from my dude Steve Hendershaw, aka Steve Daygame. Make sure you check him out. He's at modernalpha.co. Make sure you check out his site. He gives a lot of good dating advice. But I have a show on iLookSexyNaked.com. And oh yeah, make sure, guys, if you want to hear every episode of the Bad Boy Show, make sure you go to iLookSexyNaked.com and you can hear all the episodes there, okay? Because I had dudes hit me up and they're like, yo, how do I see all the shows, whatever? You know, we put them up on YouTube and Video Bash and all these other places, but you know how these other sites are. When you talk real shit, they'll probably take your shit down, right? So in that event, make sure you always go to iLookSexyNaked.com so you can hear every episode of the Bad Boy Show. You feel me?
Yep,
exactly.
Yep.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this clip. And in this clip, I was interviewing Steve Hendershaw, and we were talking about porn, and if guys should watch porn. So it's about a 5-minute clip. I'm gonna play this. We're gonna listen to this real quick, and then we're gonna talk about it, and we're also gonna talk about more stuff about porno. All right, check this out. All right, so do you think that porn affects the way that men interact with women, like in real life? Like does it have an effect on them?
I would say it absolutely does, because I have previously in my life, I have watched a lot of porn, and I was in a phase where I was unhappy with my, basically a lot of areas in my life. My work life, my dating life was pretty much no women in it at all, and I was fairly depressed. And I would sort of just, I guess, I'll be honest, masturbate every night before I go to sleep. And that sort of keeps you numb. And while it doesn't seem like an addiction, the truth is it really is if you're doing it all the time. And that will definitely lower your natural energy levels and your libido to go out and approach women and flirt with them. So actually, when I realized that porn was an issue for me, I cut it out of my life. And that was actually it was the same time in my life that I started getting into approaching women. So by refraining from like masturbating and ejaculating all my energy out of me, I was building a lot of energy up, and then I was transferring that into meeting women, which had a very positive effect on my life. I think a lot of guys, it's probably a big, huge epidemic problem that they are just masturbating all the time to porn, and they're sort of feel like they're content sexually because they're getting their release every day, or however often they're doing it. But the truth is that I'm a big fan of nature, and I always think what we're supposed to do in nature, and we're not supposed to have the technology to have a million smoking hot girls doing crazy things on your screen instantly on the internet at any time. That is just too much stimulation for your brain, and the part of our brain that gets turned on and sexually stimulated can't tell the difference between digital and real life.
Real life, right?
So most people, the patterns of porn is that they open up a lot of tabs or they go to a lot of different scenes quick, and that is a dopamine rush to the brain every time. And a lot of dopamine each time. And we have dopamine receptors that actually starts to numb the dopamine receptors and how they respond to stimuli in your environment, stimulus. So it's actually a really big problem. That I say you should absolutely cut it out of your life. Never look at it. It's
never.
It's like,
a lot of guys are gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm gonna say never, because if you are never looking at it and you replace that with real women in your life, that's what nature wants. It wants you to say you have sex on a Monday and whatever, you don't have a relationship or something. Now you go the whole week not getting laid. You're gonna be motivated to approach and meet that next girl when you see her, when you're attracted to her, because that's what nature wants you to do. If you're jerking off 3 times every night, you're gonna see girls and be like, I could meet her, I could just go home and jerk off. Like, it's the temptation is very strong. That it feels like it's satisfying something, but it's really not. So that's the problem. Is it's sort of like it's like fast food or ice cream or something. It feels good in the moment, but if you continually do it, you're going to get fat and you're going to be depressed. So it's sort of the same thing. If it's like an artificial filling for your sex life, and then if you continually embrace it, and that will become your habitual pattern, that will be how your brain will just default look to solve your horniness. Hey, let me just go on the computer really quick. You will be very unmotivated to go out and meet women. So I'd say you want to really, really cut it out of your life completely and replace it with real women. I mean, if guys are like, no, oh my God, don't take away my porn, I want to watch it. You should be just replacing it with real women. And if you are not feeling that you're capable of doing that, now's a good time to get good at doing that. Go out and build the skills, and by cutting it out of your life, it will give you the motivation to do that. I'd say for any guy that's masturbating frequently and doesn't believe me, I challenge you to go 2 weeks without masturbating or orgasming.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
See what your energy level is like. I guarantee you will feel like Superman. You will have tons of energy. You wake up early. You'll be motivated. I'd even say I used to have mood swings and be not depressed, but more prone to crankiness and frustration. And now I try to limit even the amount of sex to if I meet my girlfriend 1 day a week, we have a whole bunch of sex, and then I go the rest of the week without it, and that will really boost my energy levels up. I'd say if I went a month without busting a load, like I said, after the 2 weeks, you feel like Superman. And on the 3rd week and stuff, I would be hit by waves of total happiness, just pure joy, out of nowhere. It's just sitting in the park or something. So it's something I really never experienced, and I'm telling you, the energy levels and stuff, it is real. So I would say definitely, before you say Steve's crazy, he's insane, I'm gonna go jerk off, just try it, give it a try. And if you can go 2 weeks, then you know you have an issue with it and you have an addiction.
All right. I probably got an addiction. All right, so that was the clip of Steve Hendershot. We're talking about porn. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically saying, you know, that it's there's a lot of good stuff he was saying in there too. He's saying that, you know, you sort of, when you do it, you sort of replace it with actually fucking with, you know, real chicks. You understand? And your motivation is going to be lower, you know, if you're like continuously just using that as the, you know, what you're going to replace dealing with chicks with. You understand what I'm saying? See, my thing is, I don't think you should totally give up porn. I think there has to be a balance, though. You understand what I'm saying? Because to me, jerking off, it's good, but it's still not, to me, in my personal opinion, it's still not as good as fucking a real chick. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't think it, you know, I think it's something like a substitute. It's something that you can use sometimes, like, you know, if you're busy or you don't feel like dealing with a chick, yeah, you know, jerk off a little bit and relieve that stress. You understand? But it's like, you don't want to have that as like your go-to thing all the time without, you know, you understand, without interacting with chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my shit on it. You know what I mean? But some things I wanted to talk about, though, is that, like, I was actually online and I was Googling a lot of different articles and stuff about porn and how porn affects, especially the male brain, how it affects guys and all this other stuff. And so the funny part was, you know, I was reading all these articles and it and a lot of it had a lot of negative, you know, things to say about it. Like, oh, don't watch porn, and, you know, porn is evil, and just like sort of that stuff Terry Crews is talking about, like, oh, make sure you ladies help your guys get off of porn because it's evil and it's going to do this and it's going to do that. So one thing I noticed with about 80% of the articles that I looked at, I noticed that the websites, and this is something you guys have to, you know, look at when you're actually looking at information, because you have to figure out where it's coming from. Most of the websites that I saw that was bashing porn were like religious websites and shit. I was like, and I didn't notice until like the end of the article. And it was like, you know, they're like, oh, porn is bad, porn is bad, porn is bad. And by the way, make sure you come to such and such Baptist church to repent for your sins. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. I know.
Agenda. It's like I was saying before, it's agenda. So.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the agenda that's making, you know, some people say like, oh, this is like a bad thing or whatever. But kind of like what, you know, he was saying in the video, right? About how, you know, talking about that dopamine fix is like, you know, when you're watching a porno, it's almost the same thing, or you get in that same, you know, experience or that excitement as if you are, you know, doing a real chick. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I think for a lot of dudes, like on a subconscious level, you know, it gives you that that pleasure, and then it kind of like makes you less motivated to even like deal with any chick. And to me, you know, in some cases and sometimes I think it's necessary for you to watch porn, because like you were saying earlier, Miles, where it's like, you might be like, look, I got a busy ass week, or I got to get some shit. I'm trying to do this shit this month. So I'm talking to these couple of girls, but they on some bullshit. Just like the email we had earlier where the guy was like, yeah, I'm trying to holler at the girl and she's not coming through. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you might say, you know what? I'm going to just rub one out and get focused back on what the fuck I'm trying to do today. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of just like, you know, always wasting time with attention whores. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that, you know, that could be the thing. But the thing that I don't like about the whole, the way that people portray porn, I don't like that they portray it as something evil or something that's to blame. You understand? Because even when I look at, you know, videos or documentaries and they interview old porn stars, I always see these ladies crying and bitching about, oh, you know, I was in porno and I was treated really bad, and now I've been saved, or now I do this other thing, so everybody else who watches porn should stop, and all these other actresses should stop doing porn. And like, that's the thing that I don't like about it, where just because you had your experience with it you want to tell everybody else to stop doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't
Right.
like that. I think that's horrible when a person, tries to bring that type of shit up. You understand what I'm saying? It's like if I fucked around and I had sex unprotected and caught herpes, and I'm gonna tell everybody, look, don't have sex anymore because, you can catch herpes. Like, just stop having sex forever. And I'm like, that's kind of lame, man. It's kind of lame. You know what I mean? And the thing is, and the thing also too, because I was reading these articles and they were saying that some guys use porn to for intimacy for intimacy reasons. Basically, they're saying that a lot of guys don't have girlfriends or girls they're having sex with or whatever, so they're going a long time without any type of sexual gratification. And the thing is that as human beings, we need that shit. We need touch. We need all that type of stuff. So, it's like when people always ask me, they're like, why are you teaching guys how to get girls and all this dating stuff and blah, 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 blah. This shit it's needed. People need this shit. And like, and the other day, me and Miles was talking the other day on the phone. We were saying that, without porn, we feel like there will be more people dying in the streets on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like, pornography is saving people's lives.
Definitely.
You understand? Because there's guys out there, if there was no porn and there was no type of thing for a guy to get his fix, you understand? You'd have more Elliot Rogers and George Sordinis out here fucking killing everybody. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, porn does some good. It does some good, man.
Porn does a lot of good.
It does a lot of good. You know what I'm saying? It does a whole lot of good. So I'm like, people got to stop with that, thing. And to me, the thing is, I think it's all about how you use it. Because me personally, I watch porn, right? I get my nut, and then I just go on and do whatever the hell I was doing. You understand? Or
right.
And the thing is, to me, it gets me focused sometimes, because after I get that nut out, you just got to go back to doing what you're doing, because this is the thing, the difference. If I'm with a chick, right, and I'm smashing and I get my nut and it's awesome, but guess what? Now I got to deal with the chick. You understand what I'm saying? Now she might want to cuddle. She might want to talk. You understand what I'm saying? And you don't got to talk to porn. You understand? You don't have to cuddle with porn. You know what I mean? So you just do your thing and then you keep it moving. So that's what I really like that about porn. But then see, some people are going to say, see, that's why it's bad, because, you're escaping that intimacy that you need to have with a woman and talk about your feelings after sex and all that other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, man, the bottom line, these females, these feminists, these freaking people with all these agendas, they try to bash porn because it takes attention away from women, and women, that's their Achilles heel. They need attention. You understand?
Right.
But fuck all that. I don't need to necessarily worry about why porn is bad, but how does it affect your game?
Right. Exactly.
Right. And
exactly.
To me, I think it affects your game based on your own mindset as a man. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, me being real to myself, because, another person is another person, but me being real to myself, porn is not a replacement for a female body.
Right.
It is not. You understand? And I understand that, but I'm a busy type of dude, and a lot of the times, I don't have the time to really pursue and, talk and date and this and that and that and this. So I do what I have to do. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't take away from, it doesn't replace me, going to have a conversation with a chick, touching her warm body, like feeling her, and like I noticed, not to be too graphic and shit, but just keeping it all the way real.
Right.
Like more fluid, more semen actually comes out of me when I have sex with a real chick than when I beat off the porn. You understand?
Right.
So for me personally, there is definitely a difference, but it's a convenience, and it allows me to stay focused on things that are more important. Because at this point in my life, I've come to see that chicks are not as important as handling my business and building my empire. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's where I'm at with it. But it's you as you, the person, like you. I'm sure there's dudes out there that think porn is just as good as fucking a chick, and I would have to disagree with you, bro.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you can't, you know, if you really want to be successful with this, you can't just replace it with porn. You still gotta practice the game. You still gotta go out there and holler at chicks. You still gotta flirt. You still gotta, you know, maintain your mouthpiece. You still gotta, you know, follow, you know, be a part of the bad boy membership and put the rules that you learn into practice if you want to be good at this dating shit and be able to get any woman you want. Because
the thing is this is that I think people forget, and this is, I think this is sort of like how these people try to act like porn is going to take over, you know, like women or the intimacy you're gonna have. See, it all depends on like you're saying, it depends on you, and it depends on, you know, what you're using it for. Because like anything, like if someone's having, let's say, alcohol, people can have alcohol and drink it and enjoy it, and that's just, you know, they just like having a drink now and then, right? Then you have people who are alcoholics, who they just drink and get sloppy drunk, and they just fall all over the place, and they just like to get drunk. Then you got people who drink because they're depressed. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not really just the drinking. It's like, what other people who are doing the drinking, what's their reason? Why are you doing it? You understand? Like, what's the reason why you're doing it? And I think people get it confused, where they'll see someone watching porn all day, and then they automatically assume, oh, well, you must be an addict. You must not, you know, you must have intimacy issues just off the fact that they're watching porn. It's almost like when I see a girl fucking a lot, where a lot of guys assume just because a chick likes fucking, that she has an issue. Maybe she just likes fucking. You understand what I'm saying? Like, right. So it's not all the time just because someone's doing this thing that automatically means that they got an issue or whatever it is. You understand? Some people do it because they enjoy it. So it is, you know, people who are going to watch porn because they enjoy it. There's going to be people who actually watch porn because they're addicted. There's going to be people who actually watch porn because they're depressed and it makes them feel better, whatever it is. You understand? So it's all different. And, you know, if it's something that's making your life miserable, you understand what I'm saying? Then, right. You know, that's an issue that you have to deal with besides the porn. You understand? Because if you're an addict, it's not the porn's fault you're an addict. You're an addict because you are addicted to whatever that is. The porn could have been anything. You could have been an addict for video games, for alcohol, for drugs, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the thing is. And I think that people need to learn how to differentiate that, because now what's going to happen is that they're going to be like, oh, well, let me just go on this campaign and start this whole, you know, I hate porno.org so that I can get over whatever it is I'm getting over. But you're not really getting to the real issue. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what it is. And also he's talking about where, you know, replacing women with porn is that you still can't really do that, though. You understand? Because it's still two different things. Because as good as masturbating feels, right? It's still different. You understand? I'm not even going to say better, because better is an opinion. You can think masturbating is better than fucking a chick, and you can think fucking a chick is better, whatever. I'm just saying that they're both different. So you will never get the experience or the feeling of how it feels to fuck a real girl by masturbating to porn. You know what I'm saying? Like one doesn't replace the other. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like, and they you know, they try to sort of do that with these you know, they got those like blow up dolls, or those like robotic looking girls that you can fuck and have sex with. And it's like, you know, some of them look lifelike, but it's still not the same as, you know, banging a real chick. You understand? So it's like, it's just a whole like different thing. You know what I mean? So it's like one of the things where you gotta figure out like what's going on with you, and, you know, what you're doing in that situation. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, you know, or just porn in general, gets a bad rap. So soon as you say it, the negativity comes along with it. You understand what I'm saying? And
Right.
then you got a lot of guys who sort of feel guilty, who feel embarrassed, about it. Cause look, ain't nothing wrong with porn. I'm telling you guys now, porn, I fucking love porn. That shit is great. You understand what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where, you have to understand how to look at it in a certain way and see how it relates to you. And that goes with anything in life. That goes with anything you're doing, because you have to figure out, like, what is it that this means to me, and how is this affecting me, period. You understand? And that goes for anything. How is this girl I'm dealing with affecting, how am I feeling when I'm with this girl? How am I feeling when I'm watching this porno? How am I feeling when I'm drinking this liquor? How am I feeling when I'm, whatever it is? You see what I'm saying? So that's really what it comes down to. It's not about just saying that, okay, porn is bad, and by watching porn, all these other crazy things are going to happen to you, because all these damn articles I was reading, like I probably saw like maybe one or two that didn't totally bash porn. You understand what I'm saying? Everything else was like, oh, you gotta get away from it. You gotta stand away and run and don't ever watch it. And I'm like, no, it's not that crazy. It's really not that crazy. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that crazy. I'm like, because I'm like, I know plenty of people who watch porn, and I haven't really seen anything super crazy that's been going on in their lives that really affected them or their spouse or whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I haven't seen it.
The thing is, I think it all goes back to personal responsibility. A lot of people love to do is they love to cry victim.
Right, exactly.
And they have to blame it on something. So they blame it on, because porn is a mechanic of sex, and sex is already looked at as something bad, right?
Right.
So it's super easy to associate your faults or shortcomings on something that's already considered evil in the eyes of everybody around you.
Right.
So they cry victimhood and be like, oh well, it's not me, it's the porn, and I became addicted, so damn them for making this porn.
Exactly.
Damn those Mexican cartels for making cocaine and moving so much weed into the United States and blah blah blah. But it's all about you. Mm-hmm. It's all about you. Like me personally, I am not an addictive person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's shit that I like and I'll indulge in it for a little while, but when I get tired of this shit, I get tired of it, and that's that. Like, I've never been an addictive person, but that's just me. You have some people now, they're different. They allow things to make them go overboard and ruin their fucking lives, and then instead of saying, damn, I need to change something about myself, they're like, no, the porn industry needs to stop making porn.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like, no, son.
Everything else needs to change except for me. Everything else.
And the thing is, that's a big part of game. That's a big part of game. Like a dude, he'll be getting, he'll go out and holler at chicks, and he'll get rejected 100% of the time, right? Mm-hmm. And he could do what? Like one of three things. He can get upset and quit and for example, just beat off all the time and never talk to girls again.
Right.
He could cry victim and say, these bitches are crazy, or it's all the women's fault, and blah blah blah, and society's messed up, and the dating game is just too hard, and blah blah blah, right?
Right.
Or he can realize that if 100% of the females that he approaches, all of them have a negative response to him, that there might be something about himself that he can improve upon.
Right.
But for him to come to that realization, he has to take personal responsibility. He has to decide to do the work
that
comes with improving yourself and improving your situation. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. These things take work. These things take responsibility. These things take time. These things take a lot of things that the average person is not willing to sacrifice to get to that next level.
Right.
And that's why it's so easy for them to fucking blame the porn and call it an addiction. But if you have true game, then you'll say to yourself, well, that approach that I use all the time, that all of these chicks hate, let me switch it up just a little bit.
Right.
Or let me join the bad boy membership and learn something new. Or let me read a book and learn something new. Or let me, talk to my female friend and learn something new. Whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact is, it's going to take a little bit of effort. It's going to take a little bit of work on your part to improve your situation. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to sit there and cry victim for the rest of your life.
Pretty much. Real talk. Real fucking talk, man. Oh, my goodness.
And I advocate for porn. I love porn.
Exactly.
Porn is the best. I wish they had more porn. I'm tired of beating off to the same shit. I need more.
Oh man. So look, we are out of time, people. So I want to thank you guys for listening to the Bad Boy Show. After this, make sure you go watch some porn, and we will see you guys next time. We're out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We are gone. Later.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.